How delicious is that, guys? Hi everyone, Shelly Calvo here, and welcome to another episode of The Dining Diva. Today is going to be a fun day because we are going to use an ingredient that's so vibrant and so beautiful in color. So what I have here is a whole head of purple cauliflower. Isn't that crazy? A purple cauliflower. If that's not too divalicious, I don't know anymore. Look how gorgeous these guys are. Oh my goodness. Look.
Wow.
It's so pretty. I can't wait to cook them and to serve them. On that note, what are we gonna do? What we're gonna do right now is actually semi-cook them. So I actually prepared a pot of water that I already pre-boiled. This water, I put about a teaspoon of salt. So this guy right here, I'm going to continue the boiling process, guys. And what we're going to do is we drop all these babies right here and kind of half cook them. So like I said, I filled this up with water. It's already in a boiling state, and a teaspoon of salt. What I'm using is half full of this pot because I actually have like a strainer already that I kind of preset it here, so it's easy for me to pull my cauliflowers out. So what I'm gonna do now is go ahead and drop this very, very beautiful cauliflower. You want to carefully drop each piece because this guy right here, this water is super hot. So I'm gonna leave these guys here for a good 10 minutes. That should be enough. So what we're going to do while we're waiting for this guy or this beautiful cauliflower to cook is I'm already going to set my pan so we can start putting together the ingredients for the cheesy sauce. So I forgot to mention that what we're doing today is actually a cheesy cauliflower. Sorry guys, I got so caught up with how beautiful this cauliflower is, and I just totally forgot to tell you about what we're cooking today. But anyhow, what we're cooking today is cheesy cauliflower. Boom! So this cheesy cauliflower that we're making is it's a good standalone dish. But you can actually use it as a side dish as well. This particular recipe is going to be a knockout for kids too because it's such beautiful, vibrant purple. How could kids resist that, right? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna transfer this guy to another area. So on medium heat, what I'm gonna do is put together a creamy, cheesy sauce that is so delicious. I'm gonna start with putting 2 tablespoons of butter. Now guys, this is salted butter. I'm sorry, unsalted butter. Because we're going to start putting like cheese and stuff, so we kind of want to put salted butter, unsalted butter, sorry. If you are going to use cheddar cheese, but if you are going to use cheeses like Swiss, Monterey Jack, you want to use salted butter. So I'm melting my 2 tablespoons of butter. And I am going to add a whole cup of half and half cream. And a whole cup of regular milk. And that is going to be the foundation of our sauce. While I have these guys, both of them are cauliflower, cooking for about 10 minutes on one pot, and we have the sauce also kind of like simmering in another pot. I am going to go ahead and preheat our oven. So the last portion of this cooking process, once we are done with our stovetop cooking, is pop these babies inside the oven. So again guys, just a recap, what I have here in my little pot right here over medium heat is about 2 tablespoons of salted butter and 1 cup of half and half cream and 1 cup of milk. Now at this point, I am going to add my garlic. I have 1 tablespoon of minced garlic here in my little cup. And then I am going to add 1 tablespoon of onion powder. Yummy. You know, guys, you can actually opt to use fresh onions in this recipe. You can probably put like a quarter of onions, but make sure that you cook it all the way through. I'm just gonna put half a teaspoon of salt and half a teaspoon of freshly ground black pepper. What I'm going to do right now is turn off my heat on, not on this pan, but in the other pan where our cauliflower is. I could see something going on there. See, even if I turn off my heat, the water is so hot that it will continue to cook my cauliflowers. So you want full attention on this guy right here, because the moment you turn around, good Lord, it can burn underneath. That's how cream, milk, whatever is, or sauce, when you're making them, it's just so quick to burn in the bottom. So you just want to keep on stirring it like so. And then what I'm gonna do now is add my parsley. Here I have a half a cup of chopped parsley, fresh parsley, guys. Delish. Now that I see, you only need to boil it. Just make it reach the boiling point and then turn it off. Actually, you don't even have to reach the boiling point. You can actually turn off your heat the moment it's kind of close to boiling, and you'll see that. At this point, what I want to do, guys, is add our cheese. So in this particular recipe, I am going to use Monterey Jack cheese. So first, I am just going to add half of the cup. I have 1 cup here. So only half of the cup, half cup of this cheese right here. I want to gradually melt it and see how far my cheese would go in the melting process. I kind of want to achieve a little thick consistency here. And I'm gonna add the other half. You go cheese. Love cheese. At this point, I'm going to turn on my heat, but all the way to low. And I'm gonna wait until this guy thickens. It's so beautiful now. The white and the green from the parsley, the white from the milk and the cream, the green for the parsley. It's awesome. You know, I kind of want to strain my purple cauliflower, but I don't want to leave this guy because the moment I turn my back, it might burn. So I'm just gonna go ahead and keep on watching. this guy. The sauce is already thickening. Yeah. So, the amount of sauce that I'm making right now is just enough cheesiness. This is geared towards my palate. Now, if you guys want super duper oozing with cheese, please feel free to double up on our ingredients, our measurement. Go ahead, go for it, guys. Now, this guy is already thick. Yum. So what I'm gonna do now is I already turned off my heat. I'm gonna set this guy aside and I'm gonna work on our cauliflower. And we're going to get our baking dish because what I wanted to do is already kind of like preset it before we pop it in the oven. So I do have some butter spray here and I kind of want to spray my dish, the baking dish, before I lay all the ingredients, put them and blend them together. So I'm already just preparing my dish right here. Delish butter spray. Just make sure you coat every single inch of your baking dish. I want to fold, or I don't want to touch it. It's hot. I want to fold our cauliflower, beautiful purple cauliflower, onto our cheesy mixture. All right, you want to do this carefully, guys, because you don't want the cheese to splatter on your face because it's hot. Cheese is hot. So right now I am going to blend and coat my purple cauliflowers, my flowerettes, coated with cheese all the way through. This is already looking gorgeous, guys, and smelling so delicious. Just to show you guys how cheesy this is. Ooh, look at that. Cheesiness. Look at that. So, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna situate this guy onto our baking dish here. Slowly, I am going to already put this guy right here. We're gonna pop this guy in the oven and leave it there at 375 degrees Fahrenheit for about 15-20 minutes. I want to make sure there is some browning, golden brown state happening. Ooh, this is so yummy. What I'm gonna do now is, ta-da, pop it inside my oven. Hold on, guys. Let me just put this guy inside the oven. So, 375 degrees Fahrenheit, and we're going to bake it until it's like super delicious. You'll see like some golden brown on top of it, and make sure that all that ingredients, cheesy ingredient, blends well with our purple cauliflower. After that, guys, we still have some ingredients that we are going to put on top of it. So before I move forward and talk about what we can actually do to dress it up more, I'm gonna go ahead and clean up our surface a bit. So, the usual, clean as you go. All right. So, the last ingredient that we're going to put on top of our cheesy cauliflower is chopped green onions. So here I have about half a cup of chopped green onions, fresh green onions. Now, guys, you can actually add other ingredients onto the cheesy cauliflower. I would suggest a couple of ingredients that you can actually use, especially for kids. They love hot dogs, right? So you can actually cube some hot dogs and incorporate it to the cheesy mixture before you mix it with the cauliflower. The one that's really, really amazing and is very tempting is bacon. So you can actually top this cheesy cauliflower with crunchy bacon, or you don't have to crunch it. You don't have to cook the bacon yet. You can just chop it up into pieces, put it on top, pop it in the bacon. It will go crispy on its own as it gets cooked. If you have spam would be a good alternative also that can I could see that it will taste good. Portuguese sausage would be a really good additive to it. There is a number of ingredients that I could think of that I can suggest to you guys to make this or to up your game in making this cheesy cauliflower recipe. Now, other things that I can think of, if you just want to go straight out vegetable, spinach would be a really good ingredient to incorporate to it. Another would be kale. So you can actually experiment. You don't have to just contain yourself within this particular recipe that I showed you. So you can be creative. You know, it's free for all. Go for it, guys. Just be creative and have fun in your kitchen. I'm going to check our dish and see what's going on. If you can excuse me for a minute, I'll be back. It is looking so delicious inside the oven. So what's going on right now is the cheesy mixture is actually bubbling.
Wow.
And there's a little bit of crusting that's going on top of the whole mixture itself. There's a little, it's turning into golden brown. So I am excited, I can't wait. So you can actually choose, I use regular milk, but you can use 2% milk, that's fine. You can actually add more cheese. If you want it super duper cheesy, add more cheese. My suggestion, actually, that's one thing that I was gonna do before I drop this guy, is to add more cheese on top of it. But I'll add it once everything is already set and cooked. The cheese will melt in itself, and then I'm gonna add this guy right there. On that note, let me grab some of my cheese. Now remember, guys, depending on the cheese that you use, the saltiness of this dish, you got to be careful in using what kind of cheese you're going to use. The saltiness of this dish is actually at stake. So if you use cheddar cheese, it has a natural saltiness to it, and of course, there's the cheddar cheese comes in different intensity. So there's the sharp ones, there's the regular ones, there's the medium one. So you can probably gauge it as you cook. The creaminess of the milk and the cream actually can tone down the saltiness of the cheese, and for that reason I did not put a lot of salt, guys, if you notice. So I'm just gonna add a little bit more. I think I mentioned earlier that I use Monterey Jack, and what I put inside the mixture is about 1 whole cup. So what I'm gonna do with this one is add, just to top it, another 1/2 cup of this nice Monterey Jack. Sorry, I usually just eyeball everything. Now, I am a little bit iffy to carry this. It's so beautiful. I wish I could show you guys, but there's this brown element on top. That's what we're looking for. See that, guys? So you want it until it's kind of like brown, crispy, crusty on top. And then what I'm gonna do, guys, is just sprinkle it with this delicious cheese. It will melt on its own. By the way, guys, in case I did not mention it, I use a large head of cauliflower. And then I am just going to add these guys. And that's it. Yummy. Ooh, delish. Delish. I prepared half a cup of chopped fresh green onions, but right now what I sprinkled is only 1/4 cup of the green onions. Once I start mixing it, I'm gonna add these guys. I don't know, it may sound weird, but I just have my ways in cooking. So there you go. Look how beautiful that is. So that is our finished dish.
Wow.
How delicious is that, guys? Yummy-licious. Now, for those of you who actually like it to make it more cheesy, just keep on adding cheese and your broth will actually start thickening. So if you want super thick sauce, go for it. If you want almost dry, but almost like cauliflower with just thick sauce and dry sauce, then go for it. Add more cheese, or you can also cut your cream and your milk to half. But I would say leave the spices, the measurement for spices, so the other spices. So anyways, I just want to say that this is such an amazing dish. It's delicious, it's beautiful, it's appetizing, it's easy to make. So I hope that you guys are going to try to create it in your homes. Remember that always have fun and be creative and try variations, add ingredients if you want to, if you have to. Anyways, this is Shelly Calvo, and I just want to say thank you very much for being here in my another episode of the Dining Diva. So I would request for you guys to please like my page, like my messages, like my link. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. I have a YouTube channel called The Dining Diva, and I kind of have all my cooking videos there. And please like, please share, send me a comment. Let me know how it worked for you. Show me photos of your cooking. And on that note, I just want to say thank you so much. And bye until our next episode. I will see you guys again.